Forgot to unmute myself. Oh, sorry. Anyway, yeah, I made it. I made it. Those of you who attended the webinar this morning know that I'm sicker than sick again. I feel like I spend more time sick than healthy these days. Oh man. And sorry that you couldn't hear my microphone earlier. I forgot to unmute myself. But I'm here, okay? I took a lunch break. I got me some broth. I got me some Gatorade. I got me water. I have everything. I've eaten some food, so I think I'm ready to roll here. Let me move this out of the way though, so it's not like right in the middle of the camera. Oh, yeah. Well, good to be here. Edwin, good to see you. Yeah, you know what? Believe it or not, I think it was kind of a mindset thing too. Like I was literally thinking about just like scrapping everything. I'm like, I just am sick. I should just go take a nap and sleep and sleep and sleep and sleep. And then, I kind of just said to myself, you know what, Oliver, just cut it out. Just, you were sick, yes, but I'm not feeling as bad as I think. I feel like once I started stopped the negative spiral, like, and started thinking I can do this, I kind of started to feel better. Plus, I ate some food, which I think gave me an extra energy boost, right? And yeah, overall, doing good. You brought healthy snacks too. That's good, Tam. Great. Let's see. And Edwin, you're saying I haven't been able to catch your live streams, but I'm 1,000 words ahead of the daily goal, starting at chapter 5 tonight. That's excellent news, Edwin. I'm glad to hear that. So glad to hear that. Yeah, I know it's tough. Like I said, these daily live streams are key for me because if I had not committed to doing this with you all, I would not be doing well at all. I wouldn't be anywhere near where I want to be in terms of writing this novel and this book. Um, so I'm glad we're here. I'm glad we're doing this, and I'm glad I'm here today. Now, let me just switch over to my desktop real quick, and we'll look at a few things and we'll get going. So, here we go. As you can see here, I didn't write again after our session yesterday. That's when I started feeling kind of crummy again. I thought, oh, let me just take a break, and I thought, oh, I could get to it at the end of the day, and the end of the day came and went, and nothing happened. And so today I did a little bit this morning, just some outlining. As you can see, that's what that 744 words is. So it's not like I haven't been working. Okay, I've been working, but yeah, still zero. So, and definitely not nearly as close to that 25K today as I wanted to be. So I'm glad to hear you guys are ahead. That's great. I'm hoping one of these days when I'm feeling particularly healthy, I think I'm just gonna have to take advantage of that day and just like work extra hard. I was kind of hoping today I'll be feeling better. I've been feeling better, and so on the days that I'm feeling really good, I'm gonna have to hit it hard and just do better. Let's see here. So Tam, you said you're including me in your acknowledgement page. Oh, that's so nice. Thank you. I'm really glad. I appreciate that. And you'll have to send me a link to your book when you get it published, okay? So I can buy a copy. That goes for you too, Edwin, and anyone else who these helped. I'd love to be a part of that. That's a big reason why I do this, is because I like to help people write novels. That's why I'm here. I'm trying to help turn you guys into authors. That's the goal. And so whenever I hear, I mean, I've actually, and believe it or not, I've heard so many stories since I started doing this with Literature Latte, and it's just been great hearing people tell me how my webinars and Scrivener and everything has really helped them achieve their goals and reach their dreams. That's great. So Edwin, you said I had a few days where I wanted to quit myself, but I'm pushing myself. That's good. That's good. I think to some degree you do. You have to do this, and you have to kind of push yourself, because the natural man in us, right, just doesn't want to. Like we're inclined to our habits, and we want to stay to those habits, and so we kind of have to transcend that and go above and do more. And it's so true. That's so true for writing. It's not normal to write a novel in a month. It's not normal to write even every day, right? That's not something that even most professional writers do on a daily basis, right? I'm sure they write a lot, right, pretty regularly, but this is really a challenge. It's challenging, and I think when we tell ourselves we can do it, and when we achieve it, that's just it's just, I don't know. To me, that's amazing. Humans, we can do incredible things when we set our minds on it. So, anyway, we're looking good. I'm feeling pretty good. Um, I don't know. I sincerely doubt I'm going to reach that 25K today, but I tell you right now, I'm going to buckle down and try to get to 2,000, 20,000 if I can. I'm going to try to get to that 20,000 word point, and we'll just see. We'll just see how it goes. I'm going to switch back my target back to my, what you would call it, my deadline. There we go. And see, ooh, now I'm at 2,006 today. I have to hit that 2,000. So let's go ahead and get started with this. Let's do it. I'm gonna get my timer. Where is it? There it is. And then I'm gonna switch it over, and we'll get started and get writing and get on top of this. And so I'm not okay. Got it. And we're gonna start in here. I'll count us down to in 5 seconds. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's write. Whew. Well, there's our timer, and we made it through. We did it, and definitely didn't do as good as I do on a normally healthy day, right? But I did well. I actually did better than yesterday, even 833 words this session, so almost double. Not quite, but almost double what I did yesterday. So I'm on my way, making some good progress. I forgot to turn your volume down. Sorry, Tam. Yeah, I'm trying to keep the thing away from the mic, but it's tough. Either way, I guess if you turn up your volume, there's not much I can do. But either way, looking good. 18,000 words, not quite 25K, but hey, we're halfway there. We're 15 days in. As of tomorrow, we're gonna finish this up. Sorry if I seem not clear-headed. I am only halfway here in terms of brain power. That's the really hard part about this for me is that it's harder for me to think like normally. I feel like if I was thinking clearly, I could probably done double what I just did right now, but because my brain is not there, I'm struggling. But we did well. How'd you do, Tim? You got let me know. So D collar, you got 483. That's great. That's a good word amount. Um, honestly, as I tell most people who come, anywhere between like 500 to 1,000 words is decent. I mean, that's great. That's really good work for a 20-minute session. That's usually about the range I do. Sometimes I do more than that. Sometimes I do less than that. It just depends on the day. So just to give you an idea of kind of what I did this time. So if you attended my webinar on Monday with Mary Atkins and Rufy Thorpe, um, I really enjoyed the idea that Mary put forth to just kind of have some misplaced scenes. And since I'm writing this primarily as a pantser novel instead of like my traditional outlined Save the Cat novel, I decided to kind of give her method a try. So I've created a folder. I'm calling it Unplaced Scenes for now. And I'm just whenever I come to a writing session now, I'm just throwing in scenes. I'm just writing scenes and kind of seeing what comes up, what happens, just kind of seeing where the character takes me and where the story goes. And so far, actually, I really like this scene. This was a lot of fun to write. It's kind of it's from a different character's point of view than I've written so far. Was kind of exploring his backstory, and I'm actually kind of liking it better than anything I've written so far. Of course, I say that now as I just wrote it, right? But we'll see how it takes over in time. But I think that's gonna be how I'm gonna approach this novel. Is I'm really just gonna try to put a bunch of things together, and then when I get to that 50,000 words, I'm gonna see what I've got, and then I'm going to try to build an outline out of the material that I have. And I've never quite. I mean, this is typically how I've written most of my novels. Like not exactly. I usually just write from linearly from start to finish with a really loose outline. So this is a little bit different. So I'm excited to see kind of what happens at the end here. I had planned to come with with a really structured approach, but here I am, thanks to sickness. Maybe this sickness will be a good thing in a weird way where it's forcing me to write in a different way, and I'll get a cool result, hopefully. So Tam, you got 778 words. Woohoo! Yeah, you're on a roll. That's great. That's excellent. Okay, good job. So we're making some good progress here. I love that. I'm gonna give everyone 100%. That's really good. Good work, guys. That's great. I'm really proud of you. Oh, so yeah. How you feel? How's everyone feeling now that we've made it halfway through? How do you feel? Let me know in the chat. I'd like to know how you're feeling and how you're doing. Because honestly, even though I haven't met my 25K, I'm really happy with what I have done. And I'm still 18,000 words in, almost 19,000. And so I'm feeling pretty good about it. I'm feeling pretty happy making some good progress here. You know what? And a big part of me wants to say, "Oh, let me be done right now." But I think I'm going to go for one more session. And if you guys are in it to join me, if you're ready to join, oh man, my brain. If you want to join me, let's do it. Let's get on it. Let's get this second session done. And I think after that, we'll call it a day. Yeah, 2 sessions a day seems even a little bit beyond what I had planned or thought I could do. I'm going to push myself and try to be better. So we're almost down to the end of our break. We got 8 seconds left. So Tam says, really amazing. This story has been in my head for so long, and I hadn't hadn't gotten started writing it. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad you're starting writing it now. Did you hate that? I have a lot of stories like that where it's like, huh, this is. I've been mulling around this for a while, and most of them are not as formed as I'd like them to be. But I've been mulling on this for a while, and I want to get it out on the page and really kind of explore it and have fun with it. And sometimes I just have an inkling of an idea, and I just want to see where it takes me to. That's how it works out. Oh, good, Tam. I hope so. I believe it can do it. I'm sure you've got a great idea. I'm looking forward to see what it becomes in the future. Okay, well, let's get rolling. Let's move on to our second and last session. I'll count us off and then we'll get started. So let me get this started here, and we'll start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's write. Excuse me. There goes our timer. Okay, looking good. Just finishing up something real quick. I accidentally made a folder instead of a scene. Oops, did I do that right? Yeah, and I think I stuck it in. Oh, I stuck that in there. That's not. I didn't mean to do that. Stick it outside like that. Okay, no, there's nothing there. I can delete that. Okay, sorry. I keep that running there for a second. Okay, yeah, looking good. So, whew, yeah, did it. Over 20,000 words. So I'm really glad I did that second session. It's funny. It feels like the more that I'm like moving and staying active, the better I'm feeling. So that's good. How'd you all do? How many words did you get? So I think I had was it eight. I can't remember eight something. I'll just say 850 minus 2588. So I did about one. Wow, I did really good that time. 1,700. That's really really good. So moved up quite a bit and almost, yeah, I'm getting there. I'm only 4,500 and something words away from being to my 25K. So I'm pretty happy about that. I hit my daily target of 2,006 words to reach that 50K. So one way or the other, I think I'm going to get there. Let's see here. Tam says 448 words, and I'm happy with them. That's not always the case. That's good. That's good. That's true. You know, I feel the same way too. Sometimes you're just like, I don't know if anything I wrote there was any good. Keep it anyway, whenever you feel that way. I always recommend you keep what you write, even if you don't particularly like it, because at some point you may change your mind, right? But yeah, actually, I feel the same way. I'm actually pretty happy with what I wrote here this time too. The thing that's really killing me is yesterday I had this really cool idea for like an opening line, and I thought I wrote it down and in Scrivener, but I didn't. I was like, no, I forgot it. I was going to use it today. So that's another advice I give you is if you have a cool idea for a line or something, or even a sentence or whatever, write it down in the moment. Have a notebook ready or something. If you can't get to Scrivener or wherever else, just get a place to write those things down. Because man, I was really bummed because it was a good line. It's a really good line. And okay, so I like the idea with the scraps folder too. That's been super helpful. Oh, that's good. That's really good. Let's see. I even need to come down here. I think I have a few things. Yeah, just some random stuff. I don't really need these guys. I'm gonna do that. Delete them. And this one, actually, there's nothing in it, and I know it wasn't gonna be anything, so I'm gonna go ahead and delete that too. But yeah, that way I just keep my scraps folder nice and clean and neat, and looking good. I don't think I mostly just have scenes in here. Yeah. Oh well. So there we go, and yeah, I've got my unplaced scenes right here, right now, too. So far, I've actually really been enjoying writing Lionel's character a little bit more than the others. So it's been interesting. We'll see kind of where this takes me, where it happens. Um, yeah, 20,000 words. This is definitely going to be longer than 50,000 words, so I can tell you that right now. I feel like I'm really just kind of exploring the characters, and I'm guessing this is probably going to be more in a range of 100,000 words or so by the time I'm done with it. Because if I'm 20,000 words in and I'm barely into Act 2, I mean, like really, this is just my head thinking I've only written mostly Act 1 and a little bits and pieces of Act 2. Yeah, I've got a long way to go. Anyway, looks good. Looks really good. So we have about a minute and 30 seconds left. Hopefully you reached your goal for today. If you're not, that's okay. You can still, I'm sure you can find some time later to get that done. And I know several of you are actually ahead. So that's one advantage of being ahead a little bit is that, you can kind of slow down a bit. I don't mean you don't have to, and I don't encourage that too much because you slow down too much, right? And you get behind. But either way, I'm pretty happy with what I've done. I think I'm going to take it easy for the rest of the day. The main thing for me, as long as I'm reaching this, the actual section target that tells me that I'll make it by the deadline, that's what really matters. If I can hit that every day, or even most days, right? I'll make it there. I'll get there. I'll get to that 50,000 words, that 50K. So we're almost there. We're halfway there. 15 days in. 15 more days to go. Hopefully you have uh, you don't have too much going on in the holidays to distract you. That's going to be the biggest challenge for me next week is that my kids are out from school. So we'll see how that goes. We'll just see what happens with that. So one thing I wanted to mention real quick is on 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 Friday, I do have 3 events that day. Okay, 3 events that day, and one of them may overlap with this one at 2 o'clock. So we might have to push this. In fact, we're probably gonna have to push this to 2:30, maybe even 3 o'clock. We'll see. I'll let you know for sure on Thursday how things are looking with that. Whether I think that event will go run longer than an hour, but it's a small group session, so it's not something that normally a lot of people will be going to. It's just something I had forgotten about. And then I looked at my calendar, like, oh yeah, I got that coming up. I got to do that one. That was been planned a long time ago. So just a heads up for that. So Friday might be a little bit different time, but we'll continue on 2 p.m. for the rest of the week aside from that day. Okay, well, thank you so much for coming, guys. Really appreciate you being here. This is always a lot of fun. I'm glad we can get some writing done and just kind of like, have a good session together and support each other and keep ourselves motivated. Those of you who are watching this in post, enjoy, watch it again. Use these sessions to get you where you need to go. Tammy says, no worries, I can do either. I'm looking forward to the world building seminar for sure. Perfect, great. That's going to be a lot of fun. Got that coming up on Friday, so we'll go over some world building stuff and things we can do there in Scrivener. I even need to do that for this novel too, so that'll be a good refresher for me too as I jump into that. World building tends to be like the last thing I do. I always focus on character, then focus on plot, and then the world building kind of comes last, which is kind of sad because I really got into fantasy because I like world building and doing those things, and yet so often it ends up the last thing I'm thinking about. Excuse me. Anyway, well, we'll see you next time. Thank you so much for coming. I'll see you tomorrow, 2 o'clock, and I'm out.